Hi, my name is Hélène Jeannin. I am a sociologist. I work for Orange. I'm very pleased to be with you today, even if it's by far away. The title and the subject of my presentation is How the Body Became an Interface. Nowadays, in our Western society, there is an emerging market with enormous economic potential, and this consists of combining the human body with modern technology. A remodeled body is emerging. It's being increasingly perceived by our contemporaries as raw material, pliable and disposable. In other words, an augmented body. The electronic technology is getting closer and closer to our skin and even under it. We also live in a totally interconnected world. The Internet of Things, or IoT, means connecting objects with wireless data processing. Billions of objects are already said to be connected to the Internet, and this figure is rising. The Internet of Things aims to extend this list of electronic devices, smartphones, or even other evolving around the body. Other examples are everyday objects, spectacles, bracelets, shoes, forks, bathroom scales, and so forth, all connected to the body and the Internet, and sometimes even to the urban environment. The Internet of Things is making a significant contribution to expanding the list of electronic devices connected to the body. Traditional tattoos have become popular, especially among the young generation, but they are irreversible, painful, and they don't age gracefully. This tattoo trend is being closely followed by research institutions and companies that may well draw much inspiration from it for their new technological inventions. The human skin is currently the focus of many scientific experiments in order to bypass all these drawbacks. Electronic tattoos or patches appear to be an appealing alternative. They contain flexible electronic circuits and can be simply stuck to the skin and just as easily peeled off. Also, simultaneously, they can be an aesthetic embellishment with modifiable patterns. The data is transmitted wirelessly, therefore offering endless prospects in various fields such as medicine, sports, authentication of identity, security, usage in daily life like opening a garage door, turning off the TV, or paying at the bakery. These new devices will lead to transforming our bodies into polyvalent tools. Often, skin has been compared to fabric or clothing. This is how the expression second skin came about. However, recent research has rejected this idea of an inert membrane. The series of images in Dr. Jean-Claude Gimberto's lecture Swallowing Under the Skin that you can see on the web show a set of woven fibers and a microvascularization. Links stretch, move, and recompose with each other like a railway network where the nerve impulse is anything but linear. This interconnection, this dynamic mesh, exceeds the most complex technology. The skin could well be another brain. Research and development projects that use the skin as a support, substrate, interface, or source of information about an individual are the result of progress made in a number of fields, including biocompatible materials, sensors, and processors miniaturization and nanotechnologies. Researchers demonstrate the benefit of their invention so as to promote it. Like here, you can see John Rogers showing the electronic tattoo he invented. Here are a few examples of the uses of electronic tattoos and connected body sensors that contribute to making the skin an interface. First of all, in healthcare and sports, to indicate the state of a person's health and certain biochemical parameters, to enable very detailed monitoring of patients, such as the innovation by John Rogers and Yonggong Huang that we saw before, to analyze the temperature when it rises, for instance, and manifestations of emotions. There are applications in authentication and security where the main selling point is greater convenience for users. For instance, they can unlock a smartphone without needing a password, like here with Motorola. There are applications of the new devices, for instance, in body decoration, beauty, and cosmetics. For instance, to interconnect various systems on our skin, like programmable color-changing makeup, sensors that detect patting of the eyelashes or posturing of the lips, connected hair. For instance, in the work of Katia Vega, here, that you can see here. There are other applications. For instance, we can already glean on the web prefiguration of what electronic tattooing could become if all existing components were combined in the skin, like here, e-ink tattoo. The skin would become a screen, revealing or hiding numerous patterns anywhere from a simple drawing to a chart of personal data, such as heart rate, glucose index, etc. For instance, the display could appear on the forearm in real time. From now on, electronic devices are no longer just in the pocket or in the hands. They can be inserted directly into smart clothing or skin. From a strictly physical standpoint, implants are inserted into the body and their application range is extending from day to day. For instance, more and more widespread are subcutaneous RFID chips, radio frequency identification, or NFC, near field communication, are used for the following up of chronic diseases, of cochlear hearing aids, or retinal implants. The last but not least aspect of this technology leads us to the infinitesimal, that is, nanotechnologies that offer prospects such as nano-bio-interfaced drugs transported by nanocapsules, nanorobots, or nanomachines. To sum it up in a nutshell, technology that's sometimes miniaturized or invisible is linked with the human body, exchanging data with outside objects in a totally connected world. This intrusive technology, connectivity between user, appliances, and environment, and its unprecedented link with big data is what makes it so peculiar. The promoters advocate for first, health, medical care, disease prevention, winning the fight against aging, physical therapy, body reconstruction, etc. In the field of war, augmented human performance for soldiers, that implies numerous promises: increased abilities, better memory, bearing lack of sleep. The promise is a sustainable growth, the prospect of a sustainable economy based on this bioeconomy. Basically, there are four key players promoting and benefiting from this technology in around the skin: medicine and the pharmaceutical industry, military. Many departments of defense the world over use it, notably the DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency in the United States. Research institutions in cybernetics and on the NBIC, nanotechnology, biotechnology, information technology, and cognitive science. The telecommunication and entertainment industries, mainly video games, and companies like Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft. The military-industrial and scientific complex structures are a political and economic environment in the field of body enhancement. And what about the risks? Industrial firms have already filed patents for connecting human bodies to smartphones, etc. An electronic tattoo or a pill that one swallows, called here authentication vitamin, would replace the PIN code to unblock the smart cards or centralize all one's passwords. Would an individual become a component of the internet network? The human body could be hacked, just like a computer. Scary. And what about the risk? Medically, the patient becomes a consumer who buys his well-being. And what about the doctor-patient relationships based on trust and confidence? What becomes of that? Ultimately, the medical profession would change its practices. Some electronic devices are already presented as alternatives and substitutes for doctors. Privacy. How do we protect our privacy with all these gadgets in and on us? One could literally be disempowered, thus losing control over one's own life, leading obviously to more complex risks and issues. Security is at stake, as governments can and may use this new technology to change the balance of power internationally. In conclusion, imminent issues would benefit from debates in the public sphere and will call for new forms of legislation. How much are we willing to accept in order to access the type of comfort desired? The situation of biotechnology will definitely evolve. It has already taken off and will get better and better, or worse and worse. Where do you go from here? I leave that up to you. Thank you. If you wish to read more about this subject, here is a reference of an article inspired by the book Humanism and its Discontents. Thank you very much for listening to me and have a nice day. Bye.